Breathing in through the nose. Open the eyes, coming back to the space. Cool, man.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Deep Talks. I am here today with Tommy. I've been talking with Tommy just to make this podcast for quite a while already. So I'm very excited to have him here. You know, we're gonna go through how we met, what he does, who he is, and we're gonna have a deep talk. Thank you so much for being here. I feel like I resonated with you ever since I saw you.
Yeah, same.
The first time.
Yeah.
Just for a little bit of context, we met playing music. Tommy plays the guitar.
Yeah.
And Double Pumper, which is a band. It's a very good band. Pretty much like 90s, 80s stuff. How would you describe it? 70s, maybe?
I don't know. It's got all that in there. I think everyone who's in the band has been there, has lived through, the 70s, 80s, 90s, up until now. So, music's been a big part of my life since I was little. So I first picked up the guitar when I was 9 years old.
Yeah, man.
So I always knew that there was something in me. Music was in me. So I think it's always been that importance to. I guess development has been from then, so all those influences, I guess, of music of what filter through me now.
Nice.
Not very deliberate, it's very unconscious. That I don't, never create with objective, I want to sound like this. I just, there are things that I like, and there are things that I have liked, and all the things, the way that they come out, never really know, to be honest, and
the creative process. Yeah.
I love the surprise as much as as much as anything else. So I try to allow that to be contrived or to be deliberated for the sake of any sort of anything in the head. It's really a heart piece. It's really it's really something like the soul. It's just a soul expression. It's not.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's not a head piece. That's for sure.
Well, and that's the thing for me as well with music. Sometimes just like getting to explore the process of good and bad and what works and what not, but in that process you also get to see what resonates properly with you and what doesn't,
Sure.
Like I remember when I met you guys, we were it's very connected straight away, after that, after the gigs and all that. But I would like just to know a little bit more about you, about how you got into music. Are you from Melbourne? Were you born here? Or what's a bit of your story, of your background story?
Cool. Yes, I'm Melbourne, born and bred. Background: my parents are from Greece. Mum's Egyptian, born Greek.
Kalimera. That's what I know. Kalispera.
You speak more Greek than me, so. But
that's what I know, brother.
Yeah, so we're never really Greek speaking at home. It's always been with the grandparents, that sort of thing. So. Yeah, I used to work in Oakley as a personal trainer for many years.
Nice.
Oakley's got a high Greek population, and I used to dub myself the worst Greek in Oakley, just because I don't speak. I'm not very culturally, active in regards to the Greek cultural stuff. But not saying that I doesn't have a place in me, that sort of thing. But it's just that's the way that I've lived up until now, and so. But I always did have a thing for music. I was sort of lucky to find that at a young age and have some people to help me facilitate that development when I was a kid. First started as a personal trainer in 2007. I loved the opportunity to create community and to be able to have this wide range of people that I was connected to through that job, through that role. And that's enabled me to, connect with people in a really meaningful way. And I love that. And it wasn't something that I really had found before.
Yeah.
So, I guess through music has been a similar thing, to be able to sort of put things out that people connect with. That I believe the connection made through music is a very meaningful connection, or at least it can be. And I've loved that. And then through going into through like discovering breathwork a couple of years back, and understanding through, especially with the holotropic breath, the breath that I tend to focus on the most. Sound is very important to that process as well.
Definitely, yeah.
Being able to utilize my my musical ability to to delve into the power of frequency, and to utilize that for and the energy of music. That has been a really beautiful complementary, I guess, skill or tool that I've had to I guess make it all fall together and make sense.
Yeah, and what it's actually powerful to you in a way that's in a healing way. There is so much into healing and sound healing, breath work, doing shadow work and all that that's needed for people to develop themselves and to have a better experience of life. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's for me as well. Like I play music just so I can connect with myself. You know what I mean? So I can be one with myself. As in, like the Holy Trinity, like what I think with my mind, my body, and my spirit ish. You know, that's great, man. And what made you what was the click that made you shift into, let's say, healing work or light work a bit more?
Well, it's kind of been.
Because it's very important what you do, brother. I just want to say to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. It's really important, especially in the male.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think for me, it's been not just one click; it's been a series of clicks. Ultimately, it's been a journey, a self-appointed journey. Realizing things about myself that were not working in life anymore.
Yeah.
And seeking help for that, and recognizing my low capacity to seek help and to ask for help. And changing that ultimately to recognizing that to see change, you need to make change. I made some profound changes in my life, and saw profound benefits from doing that. Like things that were coming up that I really that I was living with, that were really sort of hiding so heavily underneath this sheath of disguise that I really did not know that they were there to be healed, to be direct, to be able to direct some particular focus, some particular process on those things, and allow for life to become so much better because of that. So, I guess through just that really light sort of going on a spiritual journey, I'm going to start to learn to look inward with greater capacity. Meditating, trusting my inner vision, trusting my intentions, my intuition. All those things have been just, I guess, a deepening and a way of enriching my life experience. And then looking at ways that I can do that for others. Also, I think that when I start on my personal training journey, that definitely showed me, the love and the capacity that I have to help others. And what I was saying before about forging a community and having that community be supportive of those, so it ripples out, and it's not just about throwing one offering out and just allowing it just to be whatever it was. It's something that creates a sustainable and even a magnifiable impact. So the people who learn those things, they teach it to their circles, and it goes out. Ultimately, that's what it's not a personal objective. Like the things that satisfy me, it's about really. Even though those things are present, it's really about trying to, I guess, make an impact on humanity, to do something worthwhile.
Definitely, yeah.
And something that's worthwhile to more than to the bigger picture. And so far so good. So it's been a really great journey. I'm loving it every step of the way, really. So
cheers to that, brother. Look,
yeah, man.
I find it incredibly inspiring. Just because I resonate so much with a lot of things that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Just the fact that we kind of sometimes don't ask for help, just because I don't know what it is, the thing that happens in our brains, but it's so hard for us to ask for help sometimes. And it makes our life so easy as well, because sometimes we're just used to take a lot of weight on our backs and be like, I can deal with this, I can deal with that. But at the same time, that's just counterproductive if you are not aware of how you are maybe stepping on your own boundaries or overstepping on your own boundaries, And at the same time, it's just something that it's not sustainable. I feel like the job you do, the work you do, or the experience that you've gained so far in your journey inspires me to move on to something better, like some higher self.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I find all of this journey of life, like we are all one kind of thing, I am me and you as he, and we are all together, you know?
Yeah.
And who is a walrus? Well, all of us, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I grasp from this, but like someone that's listening or whatnot would like to have a better interaction with themselves so they can have a better outcome of a situation or a specific situation or an event. What would you say is the best procedure to start from, or the best process to start, like, instead of thinking emotionally, kind of thinking logically and be like, I'm gonna calm down, you know, think this with my cold blood and be like, this might be the better decision rather than just impulse. And it's something that's quite hard to control as well for a lot of people, I realize, you know, so I don't know if this happened to you as well, but if you can just give me an insight on like something that could be useful for grounding and having a better pathway from there.
For sure.
That'll be really useful.
Well, I've got a couple of. There's no simple answer to like, but I've got a few things to respond to. Okay, regarding what you've asked me. I think it's really important to get grounded for starters. To be
That's the beginning, yeah.
Be present in your body. Be present in the moment. So if your mind is constantly on the things that you've got to do for later and the things that you have to do for tomorrow, or the things that happened yesterday, you're not here right now. You don't like you can be like not even present in your body, where you feel like well, I know that I'm here in your lounge room, but I'm actually somewhere. I'm completely
so many things, yeah.
Completely somewhere else. You know, I think the first point is to become grounded. Like activities to do that. Breathing's definitely a great thing. Some people like to get their feet in the dirt, you know what I mean? Or in the grass, connect to Mother Earth. You know, getting amongst nature is a really good way to do that as well. Just nurturing yourself with with good food, hydration, that sort of thing is really important for the sake of nourishing yourself. So once you find yourself in that space, I do believe it is about impulse. But so for me, I have a daily practice where I call 5 deaths. I call to my higher self for the indication of what things that are redundant within me at that particular point in time, that are residing and occupying space in me, whether it could be energetic space, could be physical space, well, it's all energetic, but anything that's residing in my life that is redundant and could use with clearing out and creating space for new things. And I process those things, and then I call in once again from the same source, from my highest expression of myself, to know what do I want to invite into that space that I've cleared. Yeah. So doing that on a regular basis, I found to be a really good way for checking in. It's also a really good way to get centered and grounded, because the breathing that occurs in the process for me.
You want another beer?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Cheers, brother.
No worries, my man. No, I think I have still beer.
No.
Not
Evaporated.
Man, I've just been deceived. Thank you so much for being in Deep Talks. We're here with Tommy. He's an incredible character, incredible person I've met a few months ago, maybe. And yeah, I'm so very pleased to have you here, brother. Thank you so much.
Pleased to be here, my friend.
Salute again. Oh, sorry, yeah. This is
I am.
you know, our proper Deep Talks beer. It's important to be grounded first in order for you to take better decisions, I guess.
For sure.
Yeah? So one thing that I find very useful for me to ground is breathing, definitely. What you said, put your feet in the ground, drink a lot of water, and juice, a lot of juice as well. I've heard, like natural juices, of course, and sleeping. Are you good with sleeping or not really?
I'm excellent with sleeping. It's one of my superpowers is that I always said that I could sleep on a concrete bed through a world war. Make a lot of people jealous, but you know, what you gonna do?
That's great, man.
Oh yeah.
I feel like sometimes, I'm gonna be so honest with you, brother. Sometimes I sleep on blocks of 1 hour and a half.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I don't know if you know, like the REM cycles and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I do, let's say, 2 cycles every now and then I do 3 cycles of 1 hour and a half. And at some point I make 4 cycles of 6 hours or whatnot.
Yeah.
But if I woke up in between those cycles, my patterns of sleep are damaged the whole day, so I feel like I'm stressing out too much all the time just because I haven't slept enough. Have you noticed any pattern like that? Maybe with people that you have worked with, or maybe with your own experience in regards not resting your body enough? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I've known quite a few people who struggle with sleep. I think with staying asleep, with getting to sleep. Yeah, I think that there's definitely a lot when you have a lot of energy inside of you that needs processing. I think that's one of the ways it can manifest, where it shows up in a way that demands your attention. So like when you're tired, or when you feel like you need to sleep, it's like, well, what better way to get your attention than to take away something that's crucial for your function. I definitely would say that, if you're struggling to do that vital thing for your body's health and ability to process, gain rest, to regenerate, to clear toxins, to do all the things that happen during sleep. If that's being interrupted, that's happening for you. So if you look at it, why is that happening for me? It's because there's something that's requiring your attention, something that's it needs to be alerted. You need to be alerted to it, so that you can address it, and therefore, heal that thing that's happening, sort of in your in your
headspace.
In your dark corners of you. So because that's the thing, is like we do have, like, considering that this consciousness that we're sharing right now is like it's 5% of our experience. So 90% is happening unconsciously. When things like that emerge into the conscious realm, in a way that sort of looks like it's quite stealthy, like there's something there to be explored, and we are the ones that have the answers for what that is inside of us. And that's sort of coming back to what I was saying before about learning to read the signals of your intuition. It's the same as, like, I guess the same journey goes through that. Like if you're having trouble sleeping, say, to go in and trust that you have the answers to that. What do I require? What's keeping me awake? What is it? And allow yourself to answer that and trust the answers, and explore those areas. And if you need to, sometimes you will need to go outside of yourself and receive support and help. But it's a matter of, I think, just trusting first in yourself to know that's the road ahead, is doing that.
Well, I really mentioned that just because I find a pattern in all cultures that we just live a very fast-paced life. So people are sacrificing their own well-being to come up with corporate results or business results or this or that, which is understandable. But having tools and having, like, not therapy, but some sort of process that people can come back at themselves, like breathwork or grounding exercises or things like that are definitely more natural and holistic oriented, rather than chemistry based, sort of trying to heal but not really. You know what I mean?
Like pharmaceutical interventions for certain things. Well, I don't know. Let me see if I understand what you're asking. So I get that people, like, very, very common for people to feel that they need to be busy. They need to be, like, their time needs to be consumed because there's so much to do. That could be something that comes from their job. It could be something that comes from their children. It could be something that comes from their their partners, their social lives. It could even be like their own sort of love projects or whatever but they find themselves constantly called to do, constantly never get a chance to really sit in themselves and be reflective, and perhaps overlooking what they truly need in that time. Because even projects that you created could be really reflective of something authentic of you in that time that you've created that thing. But over a period of time, you could be still finding yourself, like, quite consumed by the actioning and the mechanism of that old creation. It doesn't really serve you or isn't really reflective of something authentic in you right now. So I guess making opportunity to make assessments on what the way you are expending your time, whether it is reflective of something that is truly yours, and also looking at things that, if you aren't doing that, why is that? Does it come down to, is it self-worth thing?
Like, it could be something like maybe people are not taking into consideration as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's definitely lots to explore with things like that, and I guess it comes back to sort of setting boundaries, like self-honoring, making sure that you are the priority. That's those things that require from you are getting a higher standard from you by you prioritizing yourself. And understand that that's the case. And if you're not doing that, then you are giving people a substandard version of yourself. So even though you may feel like you're loving people, by prioritizing them, you're really selling everyone short by not doing that. So there's lots to look at. But it really is an independent assessment. It's not something that I could say to go one blanket statement for all of those sorts of things. But it certainly has been one of the core reasons for coming up with my men's group, my True North men's group.
Tell me more about it.
Well, for me, I guess specialising has always been a challenge for me, because I've always been like, I want to help all the people. I don't want to close anyone off. I don't want to be exclusive. I want to be available, and I feel like I do have capacity to be available in many ways for all the people. In my personal training career, I never specialised. I had colleagues that would specialise, and I always thought that was limiting myself to the opportunities to help just like people who were outside of the parameters of that which I chose to specialise in. So I didn't. Now, coming into this healing space, or however you want to call it, I guess a space where I'm enabled to, through the new tools, since being a fitness instructor that I've accrued, I've been able to go to deeper levels of helping people. And I did find that in the journey of that I guess specialising has been something that keeps coming up. This limitation, my limitation, to why won't you specialise? Why won't you put your focus into something that gives it more potency to direct it into one particular area? And I think that when I finally woke up to that I can be best of service by firstly walking on the path myself, and then recognising the ways that I've walked on that path, and I've created elevations, I've created improvements for myself, overcome hurdles and obstacles that for myself that I know that they exist for many people.
Definitely, yeah.
People who may be in similar experiences to me, like men. So of a man being an illustration of a man walking this path, overcoming these obstacles. Those are things that I can bestow onto other men, for the sake of them at least having some validation that they're not the only person going through that thing, and also some useful tools to recognise that these are ways that I've gone about them. There'll be other men who are in these collectives will be able to express their experiences, their opinions, and their challenges and their triumphs to help the men who are involved there to get some bigger picture, some insight, something that's not isolated, something that is collective, something that is expansive, that gives them not. I don't really believe in hope. But it's just like I don't believe in hope, but I believe in like a certainty, a way to go. Well, this which I have created inside my head, this circumstance or this reality. I have the power to create something else also. So through the opening of my eyes, opening of my mind, opening of my my arms, even to allow for people to come in, to allow for help and support to come, community to come, it can move forward in a much more wholesome and healed way. We were talking about before about like keeping things like not being able to ask for help and things like that. That's a very even though I know lots of women who feel that same way, but it is a very old school man's thing, to suck it up, don't show weakness,
be strong, you never can cry.
Man's got to have it all together.
Man and all that, which
it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
I mean, I agree with you.
It's fucking bullshit.
I agree 100% with you, brother, because the fact is sometimes we are really burn out, and then at some point you're like, fuck, you can't do everything. You take 1 day or 2 or 3 or 5 for yourself, But I think that there is a huge but there is a huge gap in males' healing process, because I feel like, definitely that we both have female and masculine energy as duality from all things.
Yes.
Let's say up and down, there is duality and all that. So within ourselves we hold both types of energy. masculine and feminine energy, and same with woman and all that.
Yeah.
The main thing that has helped me finding my own intuition is just the sun is the male energy, and the moon is the female energy.
Okay.
Yeah. So the sun is the one that gives power and it radiates light, but then the moon brings our insights, you know, our intuition, our own silver side. But what I'm trying to say really is just that how can a man just find the proper voice of their intuition? Because what I find in my own experience and friends and whatnot, that there is a lot of chattering around, a lot of chattering, and most of the times that chattering is inner negative speaking. So everyone's like, oh, I should be doing this by this age, I should have a house by this age, I should develop my career at this age. And everyone's being so hard on themselves. What do you think is causing that, and what is the things that we could do, let's say, to shift our awareness and our attention from those negative insights rather than the positives that you actually create yourself for yourself, you know what I mean?
Truly. Well, I think for me, I think all that chatter and all that mindset, like babble, is externally imposed. The world benefits from people staying small. So the people who figure out how to play big can utilize them for the purposes of to serve their will, right?
Yep.
Now we know that we've talked to it before. We're touching on like corporate life, things like that. There's someone who creates that and has all these people working for them, using a lot of their life force energy.
Their energy, yeah. Life force energy. That's the right term. Yeah.
Yeah, to generate the workings of the cogs for the machine that serves the will of that person or those people.
That person, that's correct.
So yeah, the world, like our school system, our religions, everything, yeah, all the things that have been
all the systems, yeah.
all the systems, all those little, yeah, those little collectives, yeah, they've been utilised, I guess, to make that happen. And I guess the fostering of that, I guess, that confusion and that deliberation of those who are unaware and subject to that occurring inside of them and outside of them. That's why they're so occupied on the scarcity mindset, all the things that I guess ultimately disempower them from achieving a way out of that. Where it's like, well, I have all these things, I have things that I would like to do, but I feel like I need to do this, and if I need to do this, then I need to make sure that I've got to have this job so that I can pay for it, I can buy these houses, so that I don't get too old before I don't have houses, and then I go, well, also need to make sure that I can pay for the kids' schooling, and I've got to pay for I've got to pay for the bills, and I've got this freaking loan that's not going anywhere, and all these things that have been provided for the confinement and the contraction of this expansive soul that we all. It inhabits all of us, right? So I think it comes down to with all of that, where do I see joy and creativity in my life, and where can I express myself in that authentic way? That I guess it is hard to determine with all the things that you were describing. But one thing that comes to mind immediately when you're talking that way was a friend of mine told me, in very simple terms. I love very simple terms. I have a complex mind, but I feel that sometimes I like to have things in very concise measures, because I think that when we get triggered or when we're activated in ways that we lose 75% of intellect in those moments. So simple terms are very important to me, so that I know that for the sake of growth in those places where I do feel activated or I do feel like danger is present, that's for me to operate in some way or function, that something simple is going to be good to grasp onto. So there's something simple that I offer you is, if it's light, it's right, and if it's heavy, it's bullshit. So if you're like, if you're feeling like, I should have done more by now, or I should have done, like, if you're shooting yourself, that's off track.
That is off
Fuck
track.
shooting yourself.
So much. Yeah.
Right? If you're feeling like, like I'm not good enough, or I'm not enough. It's really hard for people. I think that it's a work in progress, even to embody that you are enough, that you're enough for yourself, you're enough for your loved ones, you're enough for your community, you're enough. You've got so much to offer within you. You don't have to prove anything outside of yourself to make that be known. It's really just something it's more of an acceptance. Like it's all about perfection. I would say perfection it's an acceptance. It's not a performance. You know. So if you accept that everything is perfect as it is, like even things that that will happen to us that we feel, why the fuck is this happening to me? This is fucked. You know. And it's like because that's the way it feels.
That's how it should be as well.
It feels like it feels awful. It feels uncomfortable. But when you think about all the major growths you ever experienced on your journey of growth. They all felt that fucked. They all felt that way until you broke through them.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's about, I guess, reconditioning, unlearning that stimulus, the way that feels, is not the response to it. Is not it's fucked. It should be more like, ooh, what's coming? You know. On the other side of this is a little slice of paradise that I am not yet privy to right now.
That's what brings the most excitement, the surprise factor. You know.
Sure.
Once you are able to see beyond the comfort zone and you're like, okay, well, whatever, I'm gonna get this shit done and I'm gonna move on from this stage in my life, that's where your power increases, like your confidence. Power is not a negative thing if you exercise it well, you know, definitely, like as a tool, as I was saying before with the hammer, you remember, like totally. you can use a hammer to build a house or to hit someone in their head, whatever it is. The usage that you give for this tool. But it all comes from the acceptance of oneself first, I think. What I have found out so far is that when you try too hard, you can't really focus on what you are doing, you know? I have this analogy about a cat. So life is like a cat. Let's say you try to pet the cat and you try to look for a cuddle and all that, and the cat's just gone. It's like, nah, like, leave my space alone,
Yeah.
But then that happens because you're looking for it too hard. Once you sit down and you chill, and you let everything happen, cat will come to you.
Sure.
Looking for cuddles, actually, which is what you want in the end, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
That's something I have found out in my own experience and experience of friends and all that. And I'm just really grateful that we're on the same page as well on that, you know, because it's something that I find very important and very special as well for personal development. When you are able to go over your comfort zone, which is something that has been repeated over and over, and it's gonna keep being in that way just because it works, you know, just because
it has done. Yeah,
it is like the same thing. It's like, well, if you feel like if you're not feeling well, maybe it's because you're either not sleeping well or not eating well, or you're just abusing your own self, you know, like over consuming yourself. So I don't know, man, it's just, for me, it's just the key is just keeping the balance in between life, work, and who you are as an individual and what you're trying to express, because at the end of the day, it's what you said, like, expression, you know, people want to be heard, people want to be seen, people want to express their own ideas, people want to really, like, feel themselves in a safe environment, you know? So that's something that I feel very connected when I chat first with you and you share all these things that you're doing as well. Do you want to tell us more about this that you're doing? Which I find great, you know. Nice. I'm gonna be the first person signing up.
Very good, very good.
But this is not for personal reasons.
Well, I think that everything's for personal reasons. You know,
it is gonna be for personal reasons, bro.
You serve yourself first, and
and then you can say the word.
The best of you turns up to to provide for others. I think that. I think that what you're saying before about with the cat thing, that whole attract rather than chase, that's definitely something that's been a big learning curve for me.
Terms you wanted.
Like, and I do remember hearing a term that was like success is something that you attract by the person that you become. So that's an interesting thing to ponder when you think that a lot of the successes that you might have strived for, they're all been outward chasing, like driving outward, and it's not really been something about like, well, what do I need to check within myself that makes me understand that I'm worthy of this, that I can create this thing, and that I can create it in a way that it will find me. And that's a journey in itself. Though it's it might take a few people, I guess, that outward chasing approach that leads to I guess failures, or stepping stones for growth, or rather call them. But it might need to take a few goes before you recognise that it is something inward that is going to yield me the outward things that I seek, rather than chasing outward, hoping that that's going to heal me inwardly. It's not going to work that way. So so basically, what's through deciding to specialise in men's work, I still obviously I work with women. I do breath work, and I do sound healing. I do intuitive coaching, empowerment coaching. So I'll do mindset work and all sorts of stuff with people that utilise a whole range of modalities that I've learnt over the last few years. Yeah. And I love that, and I'm not closing myself off to that, but I am putting offerings out there that are specialising. And this True North Men's Group, launching on the 7th of January, Thursday the 7th of Jan till Thursday the 13th of February. It's going to be a Zoom. It's held on Zoom, so online. It's 1 hour a week. We're going to be going into different themes every week. We're utilising breath work for getting centred and grounded. We're running workshops that help men to explore their values. So understanding what's really important to them, and how to make those values more present in the way that they conduct themselves in life, in the people that they choose to have around them, in the projects that they endeavour to work on, and the ways that they use to invest their own energies. And that could be some men are looking for a complete turnover in life. Yeah, it could be someone who's happy with the way things are going. Things in the family are good. Things things at work they're happy with that, but they would just like something, some representative in their life that is more indicative of their passions and something that really lights them up. So, and that might just be a project. It might be they want to start painting or start singing karaoke or
whatever it is.
Who knows what it is? It could
be
could be joining a hiking group, or doing something, cycling, something that connects them with people, something that serves a passion, something that makes them go, well, this thing's coming up. It's like, fuck yes, this thing.
It's exciting,
It makes me look forward to this thing. It's opening up doors to me socially, and puts me in the same space as people who make me think about things in a way that makes me excited about being with them. There's so many ways to, to determine what's true north for you. Well, what does it mean? What does it mean to you? Where could that be applied in your life right now? What are the contents of that to make it be as fulfilling as possible for you? That's what a True North Men's Group is all about. That is the intention for the 6 weeks. 6 weeks, 1 hour sessions. We've got a Facebook group, and there's going to be an open chat as well. So for men to keep to be able to exchange their contact details, to be able to be supportive of each other throughout the week. So we've got that 1 hour that we're together. But in between that, we're going to be able to correspond and support each other, keep each other accountable, and work towards tangible results.
This is something that I've been looking forward to doing for so long, but I feel like whenever I wanted to do so, I could not ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very happy that you're here, opening up that path for not only me but other people that are willing to change their lives for good. Because I think that all of these things are really important, like breathing, grounding, journaling, really putting yourself collected into the energy that you can be, and the energy that you could potentially become once you surrender to who you are, because I've seen so many people that are great, so much talent in them, but they still don't have confidence in themselves, or they might feel a bit insecure, their self-worth might not be the best. So I'm very, very happy to be on board with you, brother.
Awesome, brother. Me
and
too.
You're gonna see me there as well, asking a lot of questions. Reminder is just gonna be on from the Thursday 9th of January until the 13th of February. It's gonna be held online on Zoom. and it's gonna be weekly Zoom sessions. Yeah.
Yep.
There is also gonna be Facebook group, chat group available for you guys to like to exchange your thoughts, your questions. This is the right moment for us to heal. This is the right moment for us to tap into our power and to tap into our intuition, and just to forget about the bullshit of the general script. There is no molds, there is no shapes in here more than who you can be for yourself. I just want to say thank you to Tommy again for being here, and I don't want you to go, brother. Please, don't go.
Love that, bro. Love that.
But you know what? Like, I genuinely mean that, because before we came into this podcast, a lot of things happened, and somehow they all happened perfectly. They all aligned perfectly. So that's what I am trying to grasp out of all this experience of life, really, which is where the pattern can and is serving you for good, and how you can also do good for other people. I don't know if that makes sense, but does it make sense? Yeah. And so I'm very, very grateful to meeting you, brother. Looking forward to seeing you on the 7th. Not on the 7th.
On the 9th.
On the 9th. 9th of January.
I'll be shooting you a reminder for sure. Maybe 2.
Yeah, maybe 3. I might need like 4, brother. Yeah, you guys can follow Tommy on Instagram, Facebook.
Yep, Journey Through Breath on Instagram, and Tommy Kosmas on Facebook, or Journey Through Breath on Facebook also. So that's Journey Through THRU Breath.
We're gonna put all the info down in the description below, so you guys can have a look, sign up. This is males group so far.
The big picture. The big picture is to help people. You know.
That's it.
How can I best impact and most greatly impact humanity? And my idea for that is where is the factory where people are built, and that is at home, right? So it's like that's where I think that a lot of people experience their strengths and also the dysfunctions and all the things that come like along with us, our baggage our victory sacks.
Yeah.
Is at home. So I think that by teaching like impacting the home is going to have the greatest impact on people as a whole and on the world as a collective. Yes, that's the big picture. So I'm not really isolating myself. I'm not making myself exclusive to men, but I am going to make offerings
But this time it's going to be men. So
yes.
You guys are looking forward to healing yourself, to stepping up on your power, to realizing the worth that you have within, to connecting with like-minded people. If you are willing to push yourselves out of your comfort zone, which is the thing that's gonna bring you home and safety so far, this is the right chance to sign up for Journey Through Breath, Through North Men's Group.
Correct.
That's it, guys. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for being here, Tommy, as well.
Pleasure.
For your time, your patience, everything. It's very much appreciated, brother. And you will see me there.
Better.
You better come out.
Cool, man.
Oh, good, man.
Awesome, mate.
This is It Talks, guys. We catch up on the next one. Ciao.